I've lived long enough to see you become the man you've become. That is all any single son wants to hear from their dad. Here's what I really love about the movie Braveheart. There's actually a subplot about fatherhood, and I don't think a lot of people know it. So the first father is the father of Robert the Bruce. Robert the Bruce is heir to the throne of Scotland, befriends Braveheart, and is now going to work with Braveheart and actually helping him and the rebels fight against tyranny. The son says to the dad, I'm going to go and do this. Let me go ahead and do it. I want to go and become a man. And in that case, the father leads his son to believe that he can go do that. And so the son goes and does this, only to find out that his father betrayed him. And the father did what the father wanted, even though it was to the detriment of what the son thought was best and to his relationship with the son. The son discovers this and says, basically, I hate you. Destroys the relationship, and the father says, good, now you're ready to be a king. Awful. It's the dad who says, I know what is best, not just when you're a little boy, but even when you're a full-grown man. I'm going to run your life until the day I die. Now, there's a second father, Hamish, one of Braveheart's kind of close guys. It was the big guy, the big kind of redhead guy with the big beard, who's super tough and physical and protects Braveheart. And his dad was part of their crew. And it's unbelievable because his dad, amongst this group of young men, is the elder of the group. But he's big and he's burly and he's strong and he's tough. Oh, I cry every time I think about it. All these men look up to this guy so much. They're like, he is the ultimate man. Now, he's not famous and he's not rich, but he is respected beyond measure by all these guys. He's the guy where there's the famous scene where one of the first scenes they fight back against the British, where he actually goes and lifts up the gate like this. Everybody watches that scene, you're like, that's a man. This is unbelievable. In one of the battles where they get defeated, he gets wounded really, really badly. And they're there after the battle, literally sitting there, wounded, many men dead. And this now great man is fighting for his life. And he's bleeding and he knows he's dying. And he's there with his son and he says, I'm dying. And the son says, nope, you can't die, Dad. Which of course is what every son would say to his dad as he's dying, right? When you love and look up to your father. And he says, no, you can't die, Dad. And he says, let me be. I've lived a great life. I've lived long enough to see you become the man you've become. Whew. It's like, that is all any single son wants to hear from their dad. I've lived long enough to see you become the man you've become. That is the handing the torch. That is passing the torch on. You go now. You're ready. That is actually how you build a kingdom, is you go and you be that man, you be real, you be strong, you be authentic. And then when the time is right, you let your son know you are ready. You've got this. I've lived long enough to see you become the man you've become.